computer kano mugezi programs twine program y'emyaka ebiri, that is basically about hotel management and institutional catering. Then under hotel management we are also offering programs for the 3-month students abana bakuba batamaze senior 4 tubahereza opportunity nangwa omugisha gwo kwega ebyemikono ombya hotel management and institutional catering na saloon.
Mwenu bashanje mu rurembo rwambarira ahife y'ibituro bya kukonjeru amahando gwatora cyamugorani naro terasi munoti mushanjwina 22 nkaga na 8 anana mukaga nari noti mushanjwinoti 2 kinana na mukaga 30 ananishatu. Otaferwa Revival TV.
Munywani wanje kandi mugenzi wanje uri okwe nobasa kuba noraba ombintu ebikurabanisemu bikakuteekateekisa kubi okahurira amagara gona gaba kubi nangwa yewibuza nze hininga nkoreki konka nienda kugambira ngo tori wenka
obutehurira je o tine shonga konka kumanya ngo tokwehurira je n'intandikiro yo kubaje
twegiteho rwa mukaga kwihashabira kusikesha 3 ezo mwabazi turi kuganira n'abahumuriza bagugu abiri no kwehayo kukwera kubasemera abana muyenzi nebyo bushwere okutebekana no kubaje kwe bitekateka nitugamba habintu bingi ebikuru munonga
umuhumuriza wanje ahinira ko kureba ibintu kandi kabishobora.
Revival TV amagaro.
Good morning, dear viewers. Good morning, students. Good morning, Uganda. Good morning, each and every person that has really paid it important and found it worth to watch and follow these debates at the National Debate Championship here at Ntale School. And we are so grateful that we've come again. Again, I'll say good morning. How have you been? And how is the going? And of course, as I said earlier yesterday, that today will be a moment that we shall never forget. I want to make it clear what makes a national debate or what makes a final. You look at the kind of trophies that are before us. You look at how people are dressed. If you look at the judges that are before us, you can really tell that this is a very different day and a different round that they are going to judge from those that have been judging. And that makes it a final. That makes it a national debate. And I want to applaud this TDN championship. TDN brings a very different feel of a national, maybe a final at that, where we are seeing very good looking trophies. I am wondering whether each and every school, even that didn't get a win, is going out with a trophy, because there are so many and they are very much good looking. And it is very exclusive that this year's tournament opens with these kinds of trophies. I am yet to understand how they are going to be given out. And if you want to understand, as I want to do, please keep here and we shall understand together. It is now the time where we are set for the final of the juniors debate sessions that we've been having. From the judge, from the lead judge, Ms. Irene, he tells us that we had 10 teams from the primary section. These teams are debated, and finally we have the final 2 teams. And of course, I will not mention the other many teams that we had in the others, but it is prudent and paramount that whoever reaches at the final, of course, we give them a very special recognition. We mention their name of the schools, we mention where they come from, and we applaud them for that exclusive effort they put forward to fight up to the end. And of course, in proposition, team that is going to be affirming or supporting the resolution is team from parental care and nursery and primary school. Please stand up for recognition and a round of applause for parental care. It is the team in the proposition. And of course, on my right, ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together and see team in the opposition, or team that will be negating today's final resolution for primary section. It is a team around Bara City. It is Uganda Matters Primary School. A round of applause and stand up for recognition, Team Uganda Matters. Yes, those are the teams that have managed to reach the final of this National Debate Championship. And we are here. I'm just like you, I'm waiting for the results. I don't know now. Some things have been happening behind curtains and cameras of this section or maybe of this tournament, but now it is the time to see, was it really worth it for these 2 teams to be at the final? without wasting any other time, and of course I will welcome the lead judge. It's called Mr. Rin. It's a panel of 5 experienced and tested judges that are going to take us through this round. And trust me, after that, we are headed for another important and very exciting final. Please, let me hand over to the lead judge for this section. Thank you so much, and you're welcome.
Welcome everyone to these grand finals of the junior track 5-man panel. Just from my extreme left, let's have them introduce.
Hi, my name is Berak. I'll be a panelist. I'm very glad to be here, and I'll be helping with the timing. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I am Elizabeth Lisa Mtasa. I'll be a panelist. All the best.
Good morning, everyone. Herbert Tumsime, gonna be a panelist in this round.
Hello, everyone. I'm Aida Chikanshemeza, part of the panel.
All right, and those will be your final judges. Myself, Emrin Joash Mawonga, and I'll be the chair for this specific panel. Like announced with the teams, the motion for this particular round reads that climate activists should prioritize focusing on corporations or urging individuals to change their lifestyle. The first proposition speaker, like the time signals were communicated, let's invite you to open this debate.
Before I begin my speech, this is not one of the usual speeches. This is a winning speech. So the motion is that this House believes that climate activists should focus on pushing governments and large corporations to change their policies and practices rather than urging individuals to make lifestyle adjustments. 3, 2, 1. Firstly, let us first look about these climate activists. 1, these are people that are passionate or on to protecting the environment. And number 2, they have proved potential to sue governments and large corporations, even in courts of law. And number 3, they have ability to mobilize community pressure against government. And number 4, they have independent individuals. They are independent individuals who use their own money or utilize the green fund. So now, let us first look about things that should remain clear throughout the debate. Number 1, it is wrong for the negative team to assert that individual lifestyle adjustments it is wrong for the negative team to assert that focusing on pushing governments and large corporations, actually we are neglecting individual lifestyle adjustments will be neglected. Number 1, we tell you that why is this not true? We then think that because a country, there are many other players that can focus on this. We think that in today's debate, there are other stakeholders that can focus on this lifestyle adjustment. So we think that other organizations, maybe like non-governmental organizations. We think that maybe other organizations like WaterAid, maybe Nature.com, and other net zero organizations also can focus on this. Also, things like community-based organizations and also other local governments can focus on this other lifestyle adjustment. So we think that policies or benefits like reusing, recycling, and planting trees, walking instead of driving, those other individual lifestyle adjustments can be achieved on our side. B, we look about that also it is wrong for the negative team to assert, like things like good policies are already existing in the current status quo. We then think that although they are existing, these policies that we are trying to implement, maybe like our Department of the Governmental Police and others, are still, we think that all these other countries, they do not exist in all countries. So then we think that negative cannot assert that such policies actually exist in the current countries and in the current world. See, we think that it is also wrong for the negative team to assert that things like corruption, like lack of funds or potential affect climate activists. Because we think that we have never failed to do anything because corruption is in place. We have never failed to implement policies because corruption is in place. So we then think that at the end, corruption and lack of funds such things from team negative would not should be considered in today's bid. So firstly, let us first look at things that we are trying to implement as team affirmative. Number one, we think that policies that we should change to would be like establishing an environmental police. Number two, this could also be about introducing maybe carbon taxes and fines. And number two, this could look about also things like maximum emission standards and also fines and punishments. Now, let me first show you why then we think climate activists should focus on pushing governments and large corporations to change their policies and practices. Number one, we think that these governments and large corporations have the capacity to create change and give it a bigger and quick urgent solution to change the problem. Number one, we think that where we look about governments and corporations versus these individuals, well, we think that governments and large corporations have enough finances, have enough technology, and also are the ones that can actually invest in research. But compared to the individuals, well, individuals themselves do not have this capacity. Because number one, they lack these finances, they lack this technology that could be used to do anything else. So we look about the capacity to create change and promote better climate action in the long run, where we think that focusing on pushing governments and large corporations would act as the best solution. Number two, we look about the amount of damage or the biggest polluter effect. Here we think that where we have a company, where we have an industry, maybe like Coca-Cola, emitting 5,000 metric tons of carbon dioxide per week, then compared to a person or an individual, that down who cannot even raise these emissions in 7 to 6 years, then we'll look about who actually pollutes more at the end of the day. Where we think that we should first prioritize, we should first focus on pushing governments and large corporations to change their policies, because we think these greenhouse gas emissions would actually bring about problems of climate change at the end of the day, compared to where you focus on making individual lifestyle adjustments. Number two, we look about also how these policies that we are changing to actually are quick and effective. Number one, we think that these policies actually give a negative motivation to these people at the end of the day. While we think that good policies like fines and punishment influence individuals to change forcefully, compared to where team negative, where they think that while focusing on urging individuals, it means that policies that may come along, well, these people actually can ignore them, and they are lazy to act in them, and also they are reckless about them. Also, they do not care about this sensitization in the long run. So we then think that while we focus on pushing governments and large corporations, will be a better solution. Now let's look about the benefits. We think that actually this promotes sustainability due to long-term policies, and also this promotes quick action, and also this reduces emission, and we also showed you the effectiveness of our case. With all that being said, I beg to submit. Thank you.
Okay. The House wants to thank the first speaker on the affirmative. We also encourage teams in the round to engage through POIs. We invite the first negative speaker to state their case. I think it's just okay. The volume is.
The jury, the two competing teams, and the entire House, I greet you all. The jury, the two competing teams, and the entire House, I greet you all. This House believes that the climate activists should focus on pushing government and large corporations to change their policies and practices rather than urging individuals to make lifestyle adjustments. I would like to inform the first speaker from Team Proposition that the government cannot change its policies because it is seeing the benefits that it is getting from these large corporations. First of all, they are getting taxes from these large corporations, and furthermore, it is also benefiting the individuals because it is employing these individuals. So the government cannot change their policies and practices. And first of all, for a long time, the world has relied on the goodwill of politicians and companies to provide a solution from which they either benefit or fail to feel the harms. And as climate activists, we say no more, and we think positive change must come from the ground and nowhere else. And we frame these companies like, these companies these large corporations are big companies with a significant influence on the economy and the environment. These companies are there, they are looking for profits, and they are earning on the economy. Meaning, if their items are being bought on the market, there is no way they can change their policies. But if we urge individuals to make lifestyle adjustments, and they change, maybe we no longer want plastics, and that company still makes those plastics. If that person, if those people reject those plastics, there is no way that company will fail to change their policies, and they benefit. These large companies benefit from polluting the environment, e.g. Coca-Cola, and the impact of this is that they are in the opposition to climate change, and hence the ordinary person must deal with it. We face immediate impacts while doing this, and the governments have a lot of issues to handle, meaning they have a lot of issues